controversy. In fact, it's the cell phones being used to record it. We explain. Plus, mail-in voting has been a hot button issue over the years, right? Well, now the president is putting it back into the spotlight. We're going to explain what he is saying about the matter, and we share what some Americans think about the issue. And we had beautiful weather over the weekend. Are we going to continue this trend, Robert?
Monica, we're going to see a change starting tomorrow afternoon as those thunderstorms start to creep back in with widely scattered storms by Wednesday. I'm going to have your detailed forecast. We're live on KTSM 9+, and your news starts right now.
You're watching KTSM 9 News First at 4. Starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to KTSM 9+. I'm Monica Cortez. We're going to start off with that video of students getting into a fight at a local high school cafeteria. And no, it's not just the fight that is stirring up concerns. In fact, a KTSM viewer sent us this video that you're seeing right there on your screen, alleging that it happened at an Eastlake High School campus during school hours. The viewer claims that an administrator that you're seeing there, he is the man in red, is trying to break up the fight as students hit him. At the same time, you can actually see students recording the incident with their cell phones. KTSM reached out to Socorro ISD officials asking if the students involved are facing punishment, but the video leads to a much larger question. The viewer who sent us this video also alleges that students at Eastlake High are able to use their cell phones during lunchtime, asking why, if wireless communication devices were banned on all campuses across the state. We reached out to Socorro ISD officials regarding both the fight and the apparent use of cell phones on campus, and just moments before this newscast, district officials sent us this response, reading in part, quote, "The current implementation guidelines district-wide include that high school students are allowed to use their personal devices during lunchtime, which is deemed non-instructional time." It goes on to say that the district continues to receive additional information and guidance regarding the new law and is reviewing the possibility of updating its implementation guidelines moving forward. Regarding student discipline, campuses follow the Student Code of Conduct. Information about specific student records is protected by law and cannot be released, end quote. Moving on to new details about an 18-year-old who was arrested after an apparent road rage incident earlier this month. Now, 18-year-old Elijah Gabriel Marquez Duran from Las Cruces is now facing aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charges in the August 14th shooting that left one man hurt. Here's a look at the scene of the day of the shooting. According to police, Marquez Duran left the scene and the 41-year-old man who was hurt was taken to the hospital for treatment. A few days later, on August 20th, police arrested Marquez Duran. He was then booked into the El Paso County Detention Facility on a $100,000 bond. Well, Daniel Villegas, the man who was falsely charged and imprisoned in the 1993 murder, has now been given the green light to sue the city of El Paso. A judge made that decision in a memorandum opinion obtained by KTSM. Now, the lawsuit was originally filed back in 2015 and points to 3 actions by the El Paso Police Department that, quote, impaired his rights. The judge dismissed the first of the 3, but allowed the lawsuit to go on to trial on the grounds of police department leaders, quote, encouraging officers to clear cases at all costs and tolerating dishonesty while deliberately failing to supervise officers, end quote. KTSM did reach out to Villegas' lawyer and they released this statement stating, quote, Daniel always said the outrageous conduct by the police detectives was something he thought only happened in the movies or in nightmares. He lived it. He physically and emotionally abused and still lives with those scars today. We look forward to bringing to the jury Daniel's case and only ask for justice for Daniel. Now, KTSM also reached out to the city of El Paso and they sent us this statement saying, quote, the city of El Paso respects the court's ruling in the lawsuit filed by Mr. Daniel Villegas. While some claims were dismissed, others remain and will proceed as directed by the court. Because this matter is still active litigation, the city cannot comment further at this time, end quote. Over to a 20-year-old suspected kidnapper arrested and charged with multiple crimes after he was found with a missing Texas teenage girl just outside of Deming. Now, according to New Mexico State Police, Kyle Eggman is facing multiple charges, including kidnapping in the first degree and aggravated assault upon a peace officer with a deadly weapon. Police say last Friday officers were alerted to a Volkswagen sedan after information that the vehicle was connected to the disappearance of a 15-year-old girl from Texas. When officers tried to stop the vehicle, the driver crashed into a ditch. Officers approached the vehicle and found Eggman and a girl standing outside. Eggman threatened officers, claiming he was armed and would shoot them. He was then arrested and booked into the Luna County Jail. All right, I want to take a quick moment here from all of our top headlines and take a look outside. So this is what it looks like. And I just have to say that this weekend was so beautiful. Nothing really to talk about or discuss weather-wise. But our chief meteorologist, Robert Bettis, is telling us, hey, there's some changes on its way.
Oh, there's plenty to talk about weather-wise, isn't there, Monica?
Oh, there always is.
That's coming up. Okay, 95 degrees. But you're right, it was a gorgeous weekend. Good. And today is beautiful as well. We've got light winds. 43 is the dew point right now. 17% relative humidity, highs so far. 96 Juarez, 93 Las Cruces, 95 Alamogordo, and 81 for Ruidoso. But change is coming, and tomorrow is the transitional day. Slowly, especially to the west of El Paso, we'll see little isolated storms begin to dot the radar by late in the afternoon for Tuesday. But by Wednesday, here come the thunder showers again, widely scattered with brief heavy rainfall. Tomorrow, a pretty nice day. We have that slight chance of a storm, especially late day. I'm going to have your detailed forecast and proof that there's much to talk about this weekend, all coming up. Monica?
Robert, I'm so excited. I can't wait. All right, let's go ahead and take you outside now using our tech stock cameras. All right, look at this. I-10 Hawkins in East El Paso. We're seeing a little bit of buildup here, a little bit of congestion. So if this is your commute, heads up, you might see a little bit of slow and go traffic in this part of the city. I-10 Paisano, not too bad. Things are looking pretty smooth. Well, in national news, mail-in voting has been a hot-button issue over the years, and now the president is putting it back in the spotlight. In today's Political Minute, News Nation's chief Washington correspondent and host of The Hill, Blake Berman, breaks down what Americans think about this issue.
What America thinks about mail-in voting. I'm Blake Berman, host of The Hill on News Nation. Recently, President Trump has been pushing to end mail-in voting. According to a new survey from the Pew Research Center, 83% of Democrats and those who lean Democratic are in favor of voting by mail, whereas 68% of Republicans and Republican leaners oppose it. Now, supporters say that voting by mail allows more Americans to participate in elections, while critics contend the practice could open the door to fraud. When it comes to voting in general, however, there are some things that get broad support from Americans on both sides of the aisle. For example, 84% support requiring electronic voting machines to print a backup of a voter's ballot. 83% want voters to show a government-issued photo ID. 80% say early in-person voting should be open for at least 2 weeks. And 74% want Election Day to become a federal holiday. I'm Blake Berman, and this is the News Nation Political Minute.
Well, coming up, back in court today, a man charged in the hit-and-run death of a Sunland Park woman is now facing new DWI charges. We're going to break that down and share your thoughts in our In the Comments segment. Then, close to 2,000 housing units are now coming towards the city of Las Cruces. We're going to tell you when a little later in this newscast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to KTSM 9+, always putting local first.
Rest in Purple. Get free delivery and 0% interest financing for 60 months. Mattress Firm, we make sleep easy.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, back in court today, a man charged in the hit-and-run death of a Sunland Park woman is now facing new DWI charges. Now, as we told you, Vicente Vasquez, the man you see on your screen, was charged in the death of Graciela Sass on July 3rd. He was arrested but got out on a bond a couple of weeks later. Vasquez is now facing 2 new charges of aggravated DWI and driving with a suspended license. This is a look at the scene the night of the hit and run on Sunland Park and Appaloosa Drive. Courts obtained by KTSM reveal that this was not Vasquez's first offense. In fact, the 61-year-old had multiple DWI convictions in Texas and in New Mexico and was sentenced to 8 years by the Texas Department of Criminal Justice back in 2017. Well, Vasquez appeared in court this morning to have the conditions of his release reviewed, and prosecutors asked Judge Jaques to revoke Vasquez's conditions of release. The judge will determine that at a future hearing, which is set to be scheduled. A new hearing date could take up to 7 days to be determined, and Vasquez remains in custody and was represented today by a public defender, according to a spokesperson for Judge Jaques's office. Obviously, we shared the story over to our social media accounts, and many of you had lots of thoughts you wanted to share with us. We're going to start off with Gina Waitenauer, who says, I hope he gets life with or the possibility of parole, without the possibility of parole. That's what he deserves. He will do it again if they don't keep him in prison. Joe Herrera says, I blame the DA and judges who think a human life lost is no big deal. Releasing this man is dangerous to the community, just like the lady who killed 2 kids for driving intoxicated in Vado, New Mexico. And Errol Mueller writes, why do they keep letting him out? DWI should be attempted murder. Robert Sandoval writes, where is the justice? Vasquez is expected in Doña Ana County Magistrate Court to review the conditions of his release. And here at KTSM, of course, we do value your opinion and we want to hear more from you. So make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick break.
The mission.
Get more out of your car buying experience at Rudolph. We're at I-10 and Red Road.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Welcome back, everyone. All right, true or false, Robert? Every single Friday, I'm like, Robert, what is this weekend going to look like? Is it good weather?
Yes, I have to give her an update because she invested heavily in a lovely pool in her backyard. Darn it, she wants to use it.
Right.
And this woman is concerned about safety. Only she has lifeguards on duty in her own pool. Take a look, please.
They do a very good job. They're very proud of their job. I need to get them little vests, no?
Yeah, and a little whistle.
Yeah.
Get them a little whistle.
That's my next project.
They're so cute. Which is the pale one is, what's that dog's name?
Belle.
Belle, and what's the dark one?
Snoopy.
Snoopy and Belle?
Yeah.
Doot, doot. Hey, no running. No running.
They're very good, yeah.
I can see you enjoyed your weekend, and
thank you, Robert.
we all did. Thank you for sharing your sweet little pups. All right, 92 degrees in Las Cruces right now. We've got dew point at 40. That is 16% relative humidity. Man, it was pretty. I know it was boring weather-wise, but you know it's nice to have a little boring every once in a while with temperatures right there near normal, right in the mid-90s, couple of clouds, a lot of sunshine. Yeah, it was a little breezy at times, especially on Saturday, a little on the western slopes, but overall, what a grand weekend. Now, change is coming, and that's going to start to happen tomorrow with just probably the slightest chance of an isolated storm, especially west of El Paso. And then on Wednesday, get ready, the monsoon storms will be back. Here are the highs so far today. 95 Alamogordo, 94 Deming, 96 for Juarez, and 91 Van Horn. Let's compare to other towns. Laredo, 100 degrees. 97 for Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas, and 102 out in Phoenix, Arizona. Satellite radar composite. Our monsoon took a little break and decided to go visit Tucson and Phoenix for a couple of days, which of course they want the rainfall too. It's left us perfectly stable, perfectly dry. But tomorrow we slowly start to destabilize. That moisture level begins to slowly percolate back in, and therefore I'm putting in only a slight chance, but a slight chance of an isolated storm cropping up in the afternoon. So tomorrow isn't going to be a satisfying rain day or anything like that. We're going to have to wait for the storms on Wednesday. Here comes your exclusive 9-hour forecast for Tuesday. Partly cloudy skies, a lot more cloud cover than we saw today. High temperature about 95 degrees. Winds coming in from the southeast, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Brenda George, thank you for that Weather Watcher pick, which I stole. I appropriated for the allergy forecast. 9s across the board next 3 days. Here are your low temperatures. 67 Alamogordo, 71 Van Horn, 66 Deming, and 60 for Silver City. High temperatures tomorrow were right near normal. 92 Alamogordo, 93 Deming, 96 Juarez, and 92 for Van Horn. Tonight for you, Las Cruces. Clear skies, low temperature, 68 degrees. And light winds tomorrow with a high of 93. We're going to see the clouds build up a little bit, and we have the slightest chance of an isolated area storm, one of those big, tall cumulus clouds developing in the area late tomorrow. 73 low temperature tonight and clear skies at the international airports. 95 the high tomorrow with, again, that slight chance of isolated area storms. Now, only KTSM gives you 9 full days of weather. We get one day where everything lines up beautifully for widely scattered thunder showers and the potential for some brief heavy rainfall out of some storms. Then the storms pull back Thursday and Friday. This is going to make Sam happy because he's got football games and he doesn't want lightning. We've got thunder showers coming back strongly for the weekend ahead. Sunday, Monday, both days we could see some pretty heavy rainfall. Don't go anywhere. More KTSM 9 News going to go in just a moment.
We win big. We are Glasheen Vyas Ninderman, injury lawyer.
Welcome back, everyone. So we're here with a consumer alert. So basically, McDonald's is cutting the prices of its combo meals in response to growing concerns that its food has become unaffordable for many customers. This also is happening as many are paying extra for just about everything. Brooke Schaefer takes a look at the food war happening right now.
McDonald's here hoping to draw customers back in who've wondered, where's the value in my value meal? Some reports say in some places a Big Mac meal costs about $18. So McDonald's now reportedly agreeing to lower some of their prices, specifically on 8 popular combo meals. Franchise owners agreeing to keep the cost of those meals 15% below what it would cost to buy those items individually. So we're talking about fan favorites here, including the Big Mac, the Chicken McNuggets. This report says a combo meal for those items could soon be about $2.50 cheaper starting next month. McDonald's also plans to offer other deals like a $5 breakfast as they try and turn things around. The chain looking to build on its strong second quarter following back-to-back losses. But it's not just McDonald's struggling to draw customers in. KFC, Popeyes, Pizza Hut are all seeing sales slip. Wendy's this month reported an almost 4% dip in sales. Many of these fast food giants say they are losing low-income customers, and pricing is a big factor. Food costs are up, which means prices are up. An economist told us the name of the game right now is making sure customers see the value in what they're getting.
When you think about the restaurants really that are successful today, they have really been the ones that have doubled down on value offerings, making sure that especially those who are on fixed budgets are able to go in there, have a great meal, maybe even leftovers, and be able to come out of there saying that they have a good win.
And that was Brooke Schaefer reporting. As places like McDonald's are looking to help their customers, they're also prepping for a potential financial loss. They've reportedly already told franchises that they'll help those who end up losing money on these new discounts. Meanwhile, Spotify says it plans to raise prices even further as it invests in new features and targets 1 billion users worldwide. The president of the streaming service tells the Financial Times the price increases are part of a toolbox now after years of keeping them flat. Spotify only started raising prices 2 years ago. It says it has also been working on a new tier that could cost an extra $6 a month, aimed at music superfans. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. We still have a lot more to share with you right after this break. This is KTSM 9 Plus, always putting local first.
or lease for $249 a month for 36 months. Visit 6330 Montana for more details.
Welcome back, everyone, to KTSM 9 Plus. I'm Monica Cortez. Former Mexican cartel kingpin Ismael El Mayo Zambada pleaded guilty Monday to U.S. drug trafficking charges, saying he was sorry for helping to flood the U.S. with cocaine and other illicit substances. Now, in pleading guilty, Zambada acknowledged the extent of the Sinaloa operation, including underlings who built relationships with cocaine producers in Colombia, oversaw the importation of cocaine to Mexico by boat and plane, then the smuggling of the drug across the U.S.-Mexico border. He acknowledged that people working for bribed Mexican police and military commanders so they could operate freely. Deals that date back to when the cartel was just starting out. Zambada is expected to be sentenced January 13th to life in prison. Well, over to our Austin newsroom now. After a drama-filled 2 weeks where Democratic House members fled the state to prevent a vote on President Donald Trump's big, beautiful map, Republicans are looking to change the rules around a quorum break. Democrats were able to stall the now-passed congressional maps intended to flip 5 U.S. House seats from Democrat to Republican because Texas Constitution requires 2/3 of members to be present to work. Now, State Capitol reporter Adam Schwager, he reports on how the Democrats' second quorum break in 4 years may actually lead to a bipartisan fundraising ban.
Here at the Texas Capitol, the process of running for office and of legislating are separated. There's a fundraising ban throughout the regular session. However, in a special session like we're in right now, those fundraising restrictions are off, leading to this tense moment early Saturday morning.
Discovered that Senator Carol Alvarado had issued a campaign email approximately 3 o'clock this afternoon to promote her filibuster as a campaign fundraising event.
Senate Republicans used the fundraising email as a reason to end State Senator Carol Alvarado's filibuster attempt on the final passage of a new redistricting map. Afterwards, State Senator Paul Bettencourt and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick called for a moratorium on special session fundraising, something Alvarado agrees with.
Sign me up. I'll be the first one to join author. Maybe it means having less special sessions.
The effort also echoes Republican wishes to prevent future quorum breaks. While House Republicans failed to gain enough votes for their caucus to support formally reprimanding the quorum breakers, they agreed to support a trio of bills to prevent quorum breaks in the future. One of those bills, to ban fundraising during a quorum break, was heard in committee on Monday.
The purpose of the bill is to stop the financial gain of those who are breaking quorum.
But State Representative Mihaela Plesa was quick to warn Republicans. Quorum break restrictions may hurt Democrats now, but could hurt them in the future.
In 30 years, when the Democrats flip this state, you're going to be okay with these penalties being imposed on anyone who's trying to break quorum.
In Austin, I'm Adam Schwager.
Well, Republicans have also authorized 2 other bills to desensitize future quorum breaks. The first would vacate the seat of members with 7 straight unexcused absences. The second would actually change the Constitution to lower the quorum threshold from 2/3 to a simple majority to pass. The constitutional amendment would require a 2/3 vote and get approved by voters. Well, Democratic State Representative Vince Perez from El Paso says the GOP wants to fine him for leaving the state during redistricting. And according to Perez, the Texas House Committee on House Administration has sent out letters to each Democrat who left the state to protest redistricting and is assessing them nearly $10,000 in fines apiece. In response to the fines that the Republicans want to impose, Perez said that he has requested a due process hearing with counsel and outlined several procedural safeguards. He also said in part, quote, "I will not be intimidated by the government that is only in power not because it has consent from the governed, but because it systematically silences the majority through increasing use of voter suppression tactics," end quote. President Donald Trump has signed executive orders Monday aimed at eliminating cashless bail. According to the White House, the order threatens federal funding in cities if they don't change cashless bail policies. Trump signed another executive order on Monday aimed at prosecuting people who desecrate the American flag. The order could hit a legal obstacle in that the Supreme Court decided in Texas versus Johnson in 1989 that flag burning was protected by the First Amendment. During the signing ceremony, the president called out several Democratic governors, saying that he is still considering sending the military to their states to crack down on crime. Trump also floated the possibility of renaming the Department of Defense, saying in part, "We want offense too."
They get out. Cashless bill. They thought it was discriminatory to make people put up money because they just killed 3 people lying on a street. Any street all over the country, cashless bail. We're ending it, but we're starting by ending it in D.C., and that we have the right to do through federalization.
Now, several states have eliminated or nearly eliminated cash bail, including Illinois, New Mexico, and New Jersey. All right, then let's go ahead and switch gears here a little bit and talk about weather because, well, we're in for beautiful weather today. Look at that, just a few clouds here and there, nothing major. Everything looking pretty good. Yeah. Chief Meteorologist Robert Bettis is in right now. And Mr. Robert,
yes,
what are we in for?
What's my stress level right now?
0. I love it.
All right, but all that is going to change. As you know, weather changes. 95 is the temperature right now at the International Airport, right at normal. 43 is the dew point, 17% relative humidity. Highs in your town so far. 96 Juarez, 94 Deming, 92 TRC, and 90 for Silver City. Now, slowly, we're going to begin to see the storms percolate back. By tomorrow afternoon, a very slight chance of isolated storms, mainly to the west of El Paso, out toward Deming and Las Cruces as well. Very slight chance. By Wednesday, we all get a chance of thunder showers. As the moisture charges back up, it could produce storms with brief heavy rainfall on Wednesday. But it's really only one day before those storms pull back, at least until the weekend. I've got your detailed 9-day forecast coming up in just a little bit. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. Well, the city of Las Cruces has struck an affordable housing deal. Close to 2,000 housing units are coming to the city of Cruces, and the development will take place east of Las Cruces near Oregon Mountain High School. Around 1,700 units are to be built, and they will be all electric to help advance the city's sustainability goals. Out of all of those units, 40% will be set aside for affordable housing. This is the first time the State Land Office required that residential developments on state lands include affordable or attainable housing. President Donald Trump is pushing to expand his crime crackdown outside of D.C., and it comes as federal troops in Washington can now carry firearms after a Pentagon order. Washington correspondent Maddie Beer-Temple reports on what cities could be next.
About 2,000 federal troops, some now armed, patrol the nation's capital as part of the president's crackdown on crime.
But in the last 11 days, we've had no murders. And that's the first time that's taken place in years.
Though there was a 16-day stretch in March this year without a homicide, the president touted what he says has been a successful curbing of crime, homelessness, and illegal immigration in D.C. He's now eyeing other cities that could be next.
We'll solve Chicago within 1 week, maybe less, but within 1 week we will have no crime in Chicago, just like we have no crime in D.C.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson slammed the president's comments, calling them uncalled for.
This is costly, illegal, and unconstitutional.
Violent crime in Chicago dropped in the first half of this year compared to the same time last year, according to city data.
This is not the role of the military. This is not their role. You know, the brave men and women who signed up to serve our country did not sign up to occupy American cities.
It's not clear how potential actions in Chicago could look compared to D.C., where the federal government has greater authority in sending in troops.
We're different in D.C.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser says she's heard from other cities' leaders concerned they could be next.
I don't believe that troops should be policing American cities.
All right, coming up, just how lucky did it feel today? Coming up after the break, one of the biggest jackpots is up for grabs. We'll explain. Thank you so much for tuning in to KTSM 9+, always putting local first.
Welcome to Epic Discounts by BestReviews.com. I'm Alyssa Bergamini.
And I'm Ashley Howard. Take out your phone and scan that QR code on your screen and get ready to save big.
Let's dive into today's must-haves, starting with the powerhouse Performer, the Ace Magic 16-inch laptop. It is fast, stylish, and ready for anything.
With a 12th generation Intel quad-core processor and 16 gigabytes of RAM, it handles work, streaming, and multitasking like a pro, all on Windows 11.
That is right. You get a full HD display that looks sharp and vibrant, and all the modern ports with built-in Wi-Fi 5.
Lightweight, reliable, and designed to keep up with your day. Next, meet the Google Nest Thermostat, a smart way to stay comfortable and save money.
It is programmable, energy efficient, and super easy to control from your phone. It learns your schedule, adjusts automatically, and helps lower your energy bills. That sounds good to me. It works with most heating and cooling systems, and setup is so quick.
Sleek, simple, and smart. It even works with your voice assistant. It's a small upgrade with a big impact.
Now, skincare lovers, this one's for you. The Bliss Bright Idea Vitamin C Plus Tripeptide Serum. It is packed with 15% vitamin C and a barrier boost complex that brightens, firms, and supports collagen.
Yes, it smooths the look of fine lines, improves elasticity, and leaves your skin glowing and hydrated. Lightweight, non-greasy, and gentle enough for daily use. I mean, it's radiance in a bottle.
Yeah, I need this for sure. And last but certainly not least, the perfect creative companion, the portable sewing machine for beginners. Compact, easy to use, and packed with features like 12 built-in stitches, 2 speed settings, and it comes with 20 fabrics and 32 threads to get you started.
Great for simple repairs, DIY crafts, or learning to sew. It's fun, functional, and perfect for beginners of any age. Set it up anywhere and start stitching in minutes.
Let's get a look at all 4 amazing finds built for your lifestyle, your routine, and your creativity. Epic Discounts has you covered. And remember, these deals are only available for a limited time.
Yes, head to epicdiscounts.com or just scan the QR code on your screen and get ready to scan, shop, and save with Epic Discounts by Best Reviews.
I'm Robert Bettis, and you're watching KTSM 9 News, putting local first.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Are you guys feeling lucky today? Well, if you are, you may want to buy lotto tickets. Powerball is offering its 10th largest jackpot ever. The grand prize now sits at $750 million after Saturday night's drawing saw no ticket match. Now, with an estimated cash value of $338.6 million, the next chance to play will be tonight. Are you feeling lucky today?
Let me see. $750 million.
That's a lot of money. Or is not enough money?
Is it ever enough money?
You know what that's
I wouldn't even know what to do with $750 million.
Me neither, or a million for that matter.
And you know what, not to discourage you from buying your ticket, but I've heard that sometimes the winners, it's like they're declaring bankruptcy a few years later and very bad things happen. Yeah, because the money comes in and then people come, hey
you're my best friend.
You're your best friend, and then before you know it.
It's all gone.
Anyway, it's gone. But anyway, good luck. All right, let's take a look outside right now.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Look at that. Looks like Mars with clouds. I love it. We've got the mountain was green for a while, but we need some rain back because it's starting to turn charcoal gray again. We'll see what we can do. It's partly cloudy in Ruidoso right now. Look at that live camera up there. Beautiful. It's dry. They're going to get storms by Wednesday as well. 81 is the temperature right now. We've got a dew point of 45, 28% relative humidity. 92 Las Cruces right now. Dry. 40 is the dew point, 16% relative humidity. We knew we would enter that very dry spell through the weekend into Monday. Well, tomorrow is the transitional day. Now, the storm chances for tomorrow, not very good. But could we see some beginning to crop up with the afternoon heating, especially from a line west of El Paso out toward New Mexico? Yes, a slight chance. But then by Wednesday, that moisture comes back right up into the borderland, aligned perfectly with the Rio Grande. Here come the thunder showers and even some brief heavy rainfall. Here are the temperatures in your area right now. Enjoy this perfect night. The nights have just been perfection achieved. Just light winds, clear skies, so mild on the temperature. Enjoy. Here's your 9-hour forecast for tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies. We'll see additional cloud cover and the high temperature about 95 degrees. Moisture starting to charge back up, especially by the evening hours, and a very, very slight chance of an isolated area storm. Allergy-wise, we're 9s across the board. That's high for the next few days. Low tonight, 68 for you, Las Cruces. Clear skies, light winds, just beautiful night. Tomorrow, your high temperature 93 degrees with partly cloudy skies, and again, very slight chance of an isolated area storm. 73 low temperature tonight at the International Airport, and then tomorrow we'll climb to 95. Partly cloudy skies with that very slight chance. Now, only KTSM gives you 9 full days of weather, and Labor Day weekend is right around the corner. Wednesday, brief heavy rain potential, 95 the high temperature that day. We destabilize and the moisture comes back in for one day. Then I'm putting it back downgraded to Thursday and Friday, just a slight storm chance those days. Saturday, here come the thunder showers in the afternoon and evening. Potentially strong storms Sunday. On Monday, cloudy skies with a heavy rain threat, 89 degrees. 88 on Tuesday with a continued chance of showers, and then isolated storms Wednesday as we go back up to 93. Not the best weather scenario for a very important holiday weekend. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. Well, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about our traffic now. So this is I-10 Eastlake. You can tell that things are moving quite nicely in both directions. There really isn't a lot to slow us down. Well, El Paso police have identified the victim who died following the motorcycle crash as 55-year-old Edward Herrera. The preliminary investigation revealed that a black Harley-Davidson was traveling pretty fast west on Fred Wilson near Chaffee Road. According to El Paso police, the bike hit a curb and then struck a road sign. The driver, Herrera, was then thrown off the bike and died from his injuries. Police say this is the 40th traffic death of 2025 compared to 41 just last year. Of course, we shared this story on our social media accounts, and many of you had lots of thoughts you wanted to share with us. We're going to start off with Nicolas Santa Lucia, who says, I don't know what happened, but if you believe people buy motorcycles to obey traffic laws, then you need to get out more. Adrian Hernandez says, El Paso is not a friendly bike city to ride in. People are reckless drivers that don't respect the necessity space for a motorcycle. And Scruffy Zerzo says, I'm upset that this happened to anyone. More upset about the insensitive comments. Take a moment and think about what you are saying. Rest in peace. And finally, TikTok Clutch writes, rest easy, man. From what I hear, you are a great person. My condolences to all of your friends and family. Of course, we also send our condolences to all of the friends and families affected by this. And here at KTSM, we value your opinion, and we definitely want to hear more from you. So make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. Well, don't go anywhere. We still have a lot more to share with you right after this break.
Gift card. Go to KTSM.com today. Serving those who serve. Sponsored by GECU.
Segment sponsored by Emergence Health Network. Hello, it's time for another Mindful Monday, and once again we have Lupita Pena with us, and we want to address the topic of stress for like the younger kids. We're talking about elementary, middle school kids, and as parents, what can we do with them to help them through this?
Open the line of communication. I think just having conversations with them about how they're feeling, teaching them to label emotions. A lot of times the younger kids aren't able to really tell us how they're feeling. They can't use their words necessarily to describe that to us.
Okay.
So just teaching them to have maybe some difficult conversations so it doesn't feel so overbearing.
Okay, so when we teach them this, like, can you give me an example of how would I approach my young
Right,
child?
so maybe there's a behavior that you're seeing in them, or maybe they're complaining about some physical symptoms that they're going through, and just asking them, can you tell me a little bit about what you're feeling, and giving them some options and some different emotions that they can pick from.
Okay, very interesting. All right, thank you, Lupita, and thank you. We'll see you all next week.
Segment sponsored by Emergence Health Network.
Here is a last look at the forecast. Tomorrow, high temperature 95 degrees, partly cloudy skies, very slight chance of an isolated storm. But then by Wednesday, here come the thunder showers with brief, heavy rain possible, 95 that day. We take a break from the storms Thursday and Friday as we downgrade to just a slight chance. But then as we go into the Labor Day weekend, it could be quite stormy. Thunder showers Saturday, Sunday as well. And Monday, we could see some brief heavy rainfall, especially Monday night into Tuesday morning, 88 on Tuesday, 93 on Wednesday. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much, and thank you for tuning in to KTSM 9+. Don't go anywhere. 9 News Now with Estela Casas is up next.
Hair and wardrobe provided by